What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Gotti's Garage, where in this video we are on the road to 600 horsepower. Brand new videos every Sunday. Make sure you tune in. We were building this 5.3 Silverado. If you didn't catch the earlier videos, we installed a flex fuel sensor in this, as well as did brakes and steering improvements. So in today's video, we're actually putting together the 5.3. We have this dirty thing sitting right here, and we have a ton of stuff to do to it. So before we get to this video, let's run down some things on this build series. They're testing bass over there if you guys hear that noise, so I apologize about that. But anyways, this is a build that any one of you can follow along and replicate on a budget. I will be introducing tips and tricks, as well as part links down below in the description. Follow along with this series. Not only will you get all the information that you're going to need, you're also going to get whatever resources that I have available to me, you guys can also have access to. So make sure you guys follow along, stay through the whole video so we can get my audience retention up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit that bell icon so you guys know when a new video is going to be released.
Life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Alright guys, so in this video, we got a table full of parts that we're going to be installing on the engine. I'll have part numbers to every single thing on this table in the description below. Don't forget, you can help the channel out by purchasing some merch on our website, www.gottisgarage1.com. Every single penny goes back towards the projects that we're doing. And these are 3 brand new, never before seen, pretty sick shirts that all of you are going to want to rock. So head on over to www.gottisgarage1.com, go to the merch section where you can find these 3 badass shirts. But we have right here a Melling oil pump. It's a 295, so it's a stocker. But we got this on Amazon for like $70, which is way cheaper than anywhere else. So there'll be a link in the description for this. I got this on Rock Auto, which is just a Melling timing chain. I think it was like $13 or something like that. We have a Stage Holder NGK spark plug for boost. I picked up a magnetic drain plug bolt. This is the new crank bolt. We got some new intake gaskets. Over here, we have a front cover gasket, and we have a oil pan gasket, and then a new dipstick tube, because mine was actually broken. And this box, this is a sponsorship also. Frank Art Performance, he's gonna be the one tuning the truck. This is a sponsorship from Evil Energy, the channel sponsor, and they got us a Steamport crossover kit, which actually looks very nice. Can't wait to install this. On top of that, for the sponsorship from Evil Energy as well, which is a 16-row oil cooler. So we want to keep everything as cool as possible on this build. It came with it was a generic kit, and it came with a sandwich plate adapter for the oil filter that you can use -10 line. Well, the fittings didn't work for the 3rd gen LS. It might work for the 4th gen. I'm not sure. I didn't look into that. But I ended up ordering off of Amazon a oil cooler plate adapter. Basically, it hooks, bolts up to the oil cooler, where it has 2 -10 fittings. You got in and out, and then as well as 2 provisions for some -6 line. I'm pretty sure it's -6. I'll have to look into that. So on one, we can run the feed to the turbo, and the other one could be either blocked off, or we could like an actual oil pressure or maybe oil temp gauge or something like that if we wanted to. I have also ordered the turbo, which I was hoping would arrive before I started this video. So that turbo will be in the next video. All right, before we get to the video, I also want to reiterate a little bit on the engine itself. That first engine I built myself. I started going baller. I got the engine hot tanked. It was checked, everything from micro cracks and all that stuff. Did all that. I gapped the rings according to the boost that I was planning on running, which I think at the time was like 15 to 20 pounds or something like that. That was the goal. I also did cam bearings, all brand new bearings, everything in there. The only thing that I skipped out on was the pistons. Put the engine together, ran good, chopped really good. And then the wrist pin actually seized inside of it, which is probably the reason why the truck was junked in the first place, where I picked the engine up at. And it ended up just destroying the entire engine. This engine, we're not gonna be running 15, 20 pounds of boost. We're gonna be running 6 to 10 pounds. And then the plan is to grab a 6.0 or a 6.2 and build it on the side, something that is gonna be ferocious, something that I can throw 20, 25, 30 pounds of boost at. That is the goal. I know we're gonna have a ton of supporting mods, but that's just gonna be the fun of the journey. But anyway, so for this engine, this is gonna be a non-ring gapped, unopened 5.3. I know it runs great. I did donuts in it and with the blue Sierra that it was in. Drove it 2 hours, I think, home when I bought it. It's a great running engine. We're not gonna open it up. We're gonna leave it as is, and we're gonna just test its limits. All right, guys, so I started cleaning this engine. Basically, in today's video, it's going to be a 2-part video. I ordered some more parts that I missed out on, which I'll show you in the next video. But on this one, we have to clean this entire engine, get it rattle can painted with some engine paint, and then also my other blown up engine that is still hooked up to the 4L60, we have to tear that apart so that way I could take some stuff off that motor as well. For instance, this motor was extremely dirty because the oil pressure sender right here just pissing out of it. We don't want that. Stuff like that. Other sensors that I know are good or that I replaced that are brand new on the other engine that are safe to use, I'm going to use those. And we're kind of just repurpose everything good off of the other engine, put it on this engine. I saw this on a Facebook reel with this stuff called Moxie. It's a Moxie acid cleaner. And I was skeptical, but we saw a video, sprayed it on some aluminum heads, and they came out nice. Well, that is exactly what happened here. I put some pictures on the screen that I sent to my friends to show them the before and after, because this stuff is great. But I just have it right here in one of these cleaner bottles, and it works awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and, these heads right here are as good as they're gonna get. So I'm gonna go ahead and tape up the surfaces right here. And then we're gonna flip this engine stand over and just kind of keep working on one head at a time. Also, I 3D printed some exhaust port covers so that way we can paint, clean, wash, all that stuff without anything getting into the head itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and install these. These will be available on the website at some point. All right, I had to double them up, trial and error. That's why I test these things before I put them on the website. So might be a little bit longer before they're on the website, but they will be on the website. some easy F11 cleaner now and get the block as clean as we possibly can. Now, keep in mind, don't expect perfection. This is not gonna be perfect. We're not hot tanking it. We're not doing anything crazy like that. This engine is not expected to last very long. I mean, as terms of reliable engine, like it might last a year or two. That's what I'm going for, so we can build another one in the meantime. So we're just gonna get it so it looks nice, goes in there, stays nice for a year or so, and that's what I'm going for. All right guys, so I got one valve spring right here already done. We just gotta do the rest of them. So I'll show you guys real quick on how we're gonna do that. By the way, these are, I can't remember off the top of my head what valve springs these are, but I will find the link. I bought these off Amazon and then I'll send it to you guys, as well as valve seals, new retainers. We got this side right here, which doesn't wanna stay up. But anyways, if you do it this way, I'm using a straw basically. We're going through just making sure that the piston is all the way up to the top, so that way the valve doesn't fall down. Basically, we got this cool tool here that I bought off the tool truck. Doesn't have a part number on it, but it's just your valve spring compressor that uses a stud. So go ahead and pull off a valve spring with a little top hat. We set it down here. And I'm not using anything crazy, I'm just using an electric bracket. You don't need an impact or anything like that. So let's get everything set up there. There we go, got that thing tight. And then try and pull this valve up. Just like that. And we go ahead and throw the keepers in. There we go. So there we go. Now we got two. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our straw. We're gonna take our straw right here and we're gonna go into this next one. Which I think I feel it right there, but we're gonna try to see if it goes up any more. There we go. That's top dead center right there. So next, all we do is take a socket. This is a 19, I think. You take a big hammer and just kind of there we go. And we take all the keepers and go ahead and put them in the used keepers. Valve spring, and do it one more time. Use keepers, valve spring. Then we can take a see how the valve right here? I don't know if you can hear it. So the bottom of the valve is hitting the piston right now. So that stops it from going all the way down there. So we'll pop this old valve seal off. There we go. These are just garbage. Don't need them. We got our new ones. I'll just go ahead and pop those suckers on. The spring is gonna keep them held down. So then we got our new spring right here. Which I don't know, maybe I can show you the difference on springs. Go ahead and pop our new spring on. All right, guys, we're gonna call it for a night because it is tired. Wait, it is late. She needs to go to school. I need to work tomorrow, but we got all the new valve springs in, and this thing is ready for a choppy cam. So now tomorrow after work, I'm gonna come back here and we're gonna pull up this timing cover so we can put the cam in. I just didn't. Oh, hold on. I didn't have any dowel rods to hold these lifters up into place. So when we pull the cam out, whatever, and put the new cam in, the lifters don't fall down. So we just need to get that. But other than that, everything's looking pretty good. I gotta find the rest of my rocker arms. I don't really know where they're at right now. All right, we're gonna be installing the cam now. So in order to do that with the heads on, we have to use dowel rods. These dowel rods are gonna slide all the way through, hold the lifters up from falling down, and then we'll be able to pull the cam out, put the new cam in, button everything up, and then start painting the motor. And real quick, let's check out the turbo that is going on this. So this did arrive. This is a VSR 7875 T51R turbo with the billet wheel. So we have the billet wheel in here. This is a journal bearing turbo. I didn't go with the ball bearing for this application, but this is a T51R mod, which means it's gonna make the cool noises. It's gonna be loud, noticeable, and this is what I wanted. All right, we're gonna rotate the engine up a little bit so those lifters kind of get stuck up to the top. There's two. So now we can go ahead, throw some like water pump bolts or something like that in the cam. We can pull the cam out. Then we get some assembly lube. There's some Lucas, and we're gonna lube this baby up. All right, guys, we're gonna get in here pretty close. So it is not tightened yet, but the camshaft retaining plate behind this is 18 foot-pounds. This is 27 foot-pounds. And then we have dot, let me see it, dot to dot. So that's your timing. That is it on these Gen 3s anyways. And now we can go ahead and hold this while I torque this to 27 foot-pounds. And then we're gonna start cleaning up this gasket material right here so we can put on our timing cover and then we can start painting it. And then of course, one important part that I kind of forgot about is the oil pump, and that is torqued down to 18 foot-pounds as well. All right guys, so it's clean. It's not perfect, but I'm not going for perfect. I'm going for decent. So I'm gonna pop some valve covers on here that we're not gonna keep. Also, this valley cover, I'm not planning on cleaning it because I have a new one ordered that is actually gonna be deleting these right here. So let's just get everything painted. That way in next week's video, when we go ahead and start putting the rest of this together, we can deal with cutting all this RTV out and doing all that stuff. All right guys, so we got 2 coats on there, everything besides this exhaust side right here because I forgot the covers that I printed at home. But if you guys are interested in those exhaust cover caps, you can get them on www.guysgarage1.com, as well as plenty of other things like t-shirts, parts, things like that. So let's go ahead and show you guys how the engine turned out. So here we go, surprise. It's black on black, so you can't see any of the oil leaks. No, I'm just kidding. There's not going to be any oil leaks, but I've always wanted a completely like blacked out motor, and we got one. So I'm just going to finish spraying this side. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this build so far and how I'm doing. I'm trying to explain things to the best of my ability so that anybody can follow along. I hope it's getting through to you. Any suggestions, anything like that, go ahead and put it down in the comments, or any ideas that you want me to do to this motor. We got some more going on next week, so I upload a video every Sunday. There might be some random videos here and there of different things, like possibly that side-by-side over there. But for the main LS stuff, as long as I have footage to actually be able to share with you, I will upload every single Sunday. So there will be more to this engine. So guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit that bell icon so you guys are aware when the next video drops. Stay different.